Hey guys, let's get right into it with this long ass title, Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Directed by Kathy Yan and starring Margot Robbie, Rosie Perez, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Jury Smollett Bell, Ewan McGregor, Ella J. Bosco, and Chris Messina. And this movie basically takes up after the events of Suicide Squad. At least that's what I think is happening. Harley Quinn and the Joker are no longer a couple. She's on her own, and she's out to prove that she's not just Joker's pretty little piece of crazy eye candy. No, she's a lot more than that, and she's going to do her own thing. So this movie, Harley Quinn, well, Birds of Prey, if you want to call it that. But if you've seen this movie, I think you pretty much know what we all know who's seen this movie. This is a Harley Quinn movie. Let's call it what it is. All of the Birds of Prey stuff. If you've read the comics, it doesn't really quite fit as to who the Birds of Prey are. But you know, that's neither here nor there. It works. It still works. But this is definitely Harley Quinn's movie, and what we want to know is, was it a good one? I, for one, think it pretty much is, you know, flaws and all. So let's get into it. First of all, I always like to start with the visuals. This movie looked really good. I mean, one of the things I'm really happy that DC is doing is, instead of, because they failed at it, let's face it, they tried the Marvel formula and it didn't work for them, and that's okay. So what they've done is they've decided to kind of give all these characters very loose connections. The universe is still connected, but everybody kind of fits into their own world, and their characterization tends to extend to that world. So we saw the Joker recently, and however you feel about that movie, I liked it. He fits into that world. And then we had, of course, Shazam, and that worked as well. All of these movies have been feeling like they can stand on their own. They don't have to be that connected. With Harley Quinn, what I got here, what I felt like was I was watching the first Deadpool movie. The budget didn't feel like it was this grandiose budget, which I'm sure it was a sizable one, but it didn't feel that way. It's definitely like getting a peek into Harley Quinn's head, however dangerous that might be. So everything about this movie, you know, the look of the film is very much Harley's look. It's bright colors in the action sequences, which I really like. The action sequence in the police station was my absolute favorite. There's a use of, you know, her colors, pink and blue and everything like that, and I just really liked how bright and colorful this was, and that it appreciated its comic book roots. Then of course the soundtrack, and I was instantly seeking out the soundtrack for this movie. I really enjoyed the score and the soundtrack, the songs they chose for this movie. That's something that I usually don't really take on when I'm watching a film, but I dug it. I really did. And of course, we're getting into the meat of things, which is the acting and the story. So acting wise, like I said, Margot Robbie, I mean, she's Harley Quinn. There's no doubt about it. She has taken this character, like Hugh Jackman, she's made this character her own, where you can't even really picture anybody else in the role right now. It's the same way that, I don't know about you guys, but I absolutely love that R-rated animated Harley Quinn cartoon that we have. And I feel like Kaylee Cuoco is killing it as the voice of Harley. I feel like Margot on screen, that's what we're getting. And this actually, I got a lot of that vibes of that DC cartoon. While I was watching this, it almost felt like the two could have been very much connected in the way the stories play out and in the way Harley would talk to us and break the fourth wall and that sort of thing. You know, it's all Harley's crazy all over the place. With the other actors, I think everybody seemed like they were doing their best, and Ewan McGregor seemed like he was having a lot of fun as this psychotic character, the Black Mask. So did what's his name? Sorry, Chris Messina as Zaz. The two of them just seemed like they were having a ball, and I dug that. I dug that level of crazy. I wish we got a bit more character development with the Black Mask character. He's not very similar to what we know from the comics, but if you haven't read the books, I don't think it will affect anything for you. And if you have, I mean, Ewan does such a great job that I don't think anybody would be too mad at the changes that they've made. That said, the story here is, this is where the movie struggles a bit, or I should say maybe it's the pacing and the way the story is told, because this is definitely us taking a journey with Harley Quinn, and she's insane. Let's call it what it is. This is a crazy character. I like my damaged characters, and she is batshit crazy. And the thing about it is, there's a lot of hopping back and forth in the timeline. So she'll be telling us a story of what goes down, and then she'll stop, and then she'll say, well, no, I can't tell you this until I've shown you what happened here, and you'll jump back. It does a lot of that, and I'm not gonna lie, by midway it was getting tedious. It's the same reason I was this close to stop watching CW's Arrow. I've stuck it out. I love that show, but the whole flashback thing was getting really it was wearing on me, and I felt like that watching this movie. All the flashbacks and all the cutting back to this is what happened here, so now we are caught up. That started to wear thin. I think they did it too many times. We also have an issue where, like I said, guys, this is not a Birds of Prey movie. This is all about Harley. So unfortunately, the characters, even though they're well portrayed, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I like her take on Huntress as this kind of emotionally stunted type of character who is just like a trained killer, and you know, that sort of thing. So she's a bit weird around people, which makes sense when you know the background of what happened with the Huntress. Black Canary, I dug the take they had on this character. I didn't have an issue with it. And I think Rosie Perez killed it as Renee. I really did. I like this older version of Renee. So we didn't get a lot of time with these characters, and the team up stuff happens in the final act. So to call this movie Birds of Prey seems a bit, I don't know, it seems a bit like you're lying a little bit, because it's not that kind of movie. It's definitely taking its nods from Suicide Squad, where it's trying to pull all these people together and make this team. But like I said, it doesn't happen till way down in the end. Maybe if that stuff started from the middle and we could have spent more time with these characters when they finally kick ass. And the fight sequences in this movie are top notch. I have to say, I loved it. Everything was wide. I could see everything that was going on. The director of Hobbs and Shaw should have take example from this. This is how you shoot action. I could see everything, the fight choreography, whoever in charge of the stunts, and it was just so well done and so believable, because like we said, it's a female heroes and they're human, right? So they're not gonna have like super strength and all that sort of stuff. So the way they fought and the moves they used, I could believe that yes, this person could take down this person doing that. I absolutely love that. So the fight sequences were really well done. The action sequences were a lot of fun. But the story here is just, it's not a lot. It's like I said, it felt like I was reading a comic. So the good stuff is that I like the comic aspect of it and the characters. The bad part is that it felt stunted, because like it was everything like trying to be one issue or one day in the life of, and the plot itself is not as big. I mean, I don't always need this bombastic, the world is gonna end sort of thing. I don't need that for every movie. I really don't. It can be Deadpool level, you know, it can be that intimate kind of thing going on, and it's just the struggle between these people. But it just was a tad smaller than I was hoping it would have been. I wanted something a little bit crazier, a little bit bigger, a little bit along the lines of what we get from the animated series. But you know what? This is a solid start, and I would never say this is not a good movie. I like this movie, and I absolutely commend. I mean, for years, guys, you got your male superheroes, and we would get one female superhero stuck in there growing up. That's what I got. You know, it was all guys and one girl, all guys, one girl. Come on, let's give it up for a movie that is trying to give little girls out there a bunch of female heroes they can look up to. Granted, they're not gonna be able to see this movie until they're a certain age, you know, unless maybe their parents are like super, super relaxed about these sort of things. But it's nice to see that they are pushing to show girls that, you know, even females can be heroes like this too. So props to them for that. Looking forward to Wonder Woman, looking forward to Black Widow, and I'm giving Birds of Prey, the Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn, a 7 out of 10. This is a solid flick, flaws and all, and I can definitely see myself watching this one again. So a 7 out of 10. And that's it, guys. I hope you liked this review, and if you did, please feel free to hit that thumbs up button. It's really appreciated. You guys want to subscribe to my channel, you of course can click on my face right over there, and for past videos you can go right there. I'm still learning how to do this stuff, guys, so I'm actually putting together playlists now and trying to group them by genre. So if you want to watch my horror reviews, you can watch them here, and so on and so forth. I'm working on that. I'm only like 2 or 3 in, but I promise to get it done before the end of next week. So until next time, guys. Bye-bye.